Good morning. I have been out of commission. I'll tell you. This is probably day, this is day like 27, 8. Okay. I have been experiencing my dysmenorrhea. I've talked about that before. I'm probably gonna do another video about it. So I've been experiencing that this week. And then also I got hit by a car the day before yesterday. So my back has been spasming and I need to get a back brace. And then also from the past, my hamstring is still acting up. So I say all that to say that I have not been as mobile as I would like to have been, and therefore I have not really been doing these videos, and yeah, there's that. So I'm headed to school right now. I took off because of me being sick the other day. My kids are so sweet. They really missed me, and I missed them. Well, honestly, I didn't think about them much, just because of the amount of pain and things that I'm going through. And also, just to add to it, which I won't really go into this video, but because my hamstring is already messed up and I have a brace on my leg with dysmenorrhea, and it's also a symptom of endometriosis, the pain that shoots through your leg during that time. So it definitely was one for the books. But I wanted to say that even in the midst of all that, one of my students yesterday, well, she was my old student, not even my student right now, but she was like, you know, Miss Hooper, because she saw my brace on my leg, and then she was like, are you hurting? And I was like, yeah. And then she said, where are you hurting? And I said, all over, baby. And then she was like, on your leg? And I said, yeah. She was like, what about your hands? I said, no, my hands don't hurt. She's like, do your eyes hurt? And I was like, no. She's like, does your head hurt? And I was like, actually, no. She said, what about your feet? And after she said, what about your feet? I said, you know what? No. I said, there are a few places that are hurting, but I said, honestly, I'm okay. I feel good and I'm strong. And I was just like, thank you. And then she was like, for what? And I was just like, you know, you were just reminding me that, like, I should be thankful and grateful. Like, I really am not in the worst position, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even all that bad. And to be honest, I guess it's my genetic makeup. I know it's the grace of God, no matter what your makeup is, right? Like, it is really the mercy and the grace. But when I think about, you know, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, that could look like many different things, right? The accident wasn't the most traumatic situation. I've been in accidents before. So I've had a couple back injuries before where I had to wear a back brace, back spasming, thought I was going to have, you know, spinal cord realignment, which I probably should have, from a guy friend of mine who fell on his dirt bike. And he was telling me that when he was doing some tricks and he fell on his dirt bike and he messed up his back, and he was trying to explain to me, like, once you mess up your back, you know, it's really difficult. And just to say a recovery, and just to say, when I first messed up my back, it was so bad that the doctor was like, I think I was dancing at the time, and the doctor, you know, was asking me, you know, what do I do? And, you know, I told him I was really active, riding my bike. I think I was actually playing flag football. And he was like, this was in college, right after college. And he was like, you know, you probably won't be able to. I was riding bikes too. And he was like, you probably won't be able to do things like ride your bikes or dance for a long time. I remember I was just really angry with God about that. Because of course I'm like, you know, whenever things don't go your way, you gotta blame God, right? And when things do go your way, you take all the credit. Just like kids, right? All right, so blame the parents for the bad and take the credit for all the good. But no, so anyway, just thinking about that and thinking about how this particular time, you know, and it was a hit and run. This is my first hit and run. I was very disappointed that they pulled off. But at the same time, like I said, I was fine. My car actually didn't have the worst dent. But I don't know if I shared this in any of my stories, but the night that I messed my hamstring up, a car backed up into my car. I was in my dance class and it hit me, and that dented my car up pretty bad. Which reminds me, I should have to call that place to get the eyewitness account. Dang, I forgot. But so yeah, like, listen, it has been a lot going on, but like I am strong, and not like in like my body could feel worse or be going through worse, but also I'm also trying to take care, like much better care. I'm not just going hard and doing like I would have done back in the day. You know, I'm a dance anyway. Though the day I popped my hamstring, I still danced that dance class. I sure did. I did that dance, boy. I was going, and they so funny. I've been waiting on them to put up the dance, the choreo from that class, because I wanted to see myself dancing with a popped hamstring, like legitimately. But anyway, I am going to do all the things that I need to do to take care of my hamstring, and my body in general, because this is the only body I have, and that's temporary, right? So anyway, this is about narcolepsy, but the reality is it's not just ever one thing, right? That's why I try to so hard to take care of my body. Well, I try diligent to some extent. I won't say that I'm going as hard as I have in the past, at least with my diet, which is just a way of eating. I'm not on some fad diet. I'm a vegan, mainly, mostly, 95% of the time. And when I had some vitamin deficiencies, I added some salmon. But so anyway, just saying, it's never just narcolepsy, but I try to make sure to maintain my life and my body to where it mostly is just that and my dysmenorrhea, right? Because it's already enough and a lot. So when something like this happens, right? Hamstring, back, this, that, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's like it's just adding on. And it makes having narcolepsy that much more of heartache or frustration. But once again, I'm just going to say that I realized that my body is really made in such a way, like, I recover quickly from things. And with all the beating that it takes, like legitimately with my dysmenorrhea and possible, and I'm like, I don't, like the doctors say I don't have endometriosis, but I do want to go to a specialist to see some things. But just with all the things that my body has gone through, like, for years, okay, years and years, like, and I could have some other rare disease that they just haven't found out yet. But what I'm saying is, like, legitimately, the doctors are like, good. Now, I will be honest and say, I would never take that. I am careful to just go by the fact that doctors say that you're good. And I don't mean to be a certain type of way about that, but I say that because their analysis of your good is so basic and so surfacey. It just is. And because I have come to know I had an ulcer. Because all the medications I was taking because of my dysmenorrhea, I was overdosing on it. Anyway, I'll talk about that at another time. Just saying, I am thankful. I'm grateful. It could be worse. And I'm going to go to the chiropractor and physical therapist and do all the things that I can. And do the recovery work that I need to do. The stretching, the whatever else. Because it's important. Take care of your body as much as you can. You are your first advocate when it comes to your body.